Don Moen is a noticeably reputable and influential discern inside the International of Christian Worship Song, born on June 29th, 1950 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He has devoted his life to writing, composing, and performing songs that have had a profound effect on the Christian faith over the direction of his career. Don Moen has turned out to be synonymous with heartfelt worship, and his songs continue to be sung by thousands and thousands of people global. Growing up in a Christian home, Don became exposed to track from an early age. His mother and father had been supportive of his hobby in tune, and he commenced playing the piano on the age of 6. His musical talent turned into obvious early on, and he speedily advanced to ardor for worship track. As a youngster, Don began to play and sing in his church, and it had become clear that music could play a critical position in his existence. After high school, Don attended Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, wherein he studied song. It was during this time that his relationship with God deepened, and he began to feel a calling to use his musical talents for ministry. After commencement, he went directly to paintings for the prestigious Christian document label Integrity Song, wherein he could upward push to prominence inside the worship tune. Community, his position at Integrity Song allowed him to compose and convey a variety of songs that could turn out to be staples of contemporary worship. One in every of Don Moen's earliest successes came along with his tune, God Will Make a Way. The tune, which became written at some stage in All Through a Time of Personal War, became an anthem of hope and encouragement for countless believers. God Will Make a Way become a step forward, second in DA's career, each in terms of songwriting. And as a worship chief, the music's message of faith and agree within God resonated deeply with listeners, and it fast have become a favorite in church buildings round the sector. This achievement paved the way for a chain of albums and worship initiatives that might further cement Don Moen's vicinity inside the Christian tune enterprise. Don's have an effect on Veronals grew progressively. For the duration of the 1990s and into the 2000s, SAD's albums inclusive of Deliver Thanks, Praise a Party, and Listening to the Angels Sing became extremely famous in church buildings, assisting to redefine the sound and style of current worship music. His soothing voice, blended along with his ability to craft easy yet powerful songs of praise, made him alike determined inside the Christian Song International. He is regularly credited with assisting to usher inside the contemporary worship movement, which emphasizes intimacy with God through tune. All through his profession, Don Moen has labored with a number of proficient musicians and artists such as Israel Hall, Michael W. Smith, and Tommy Walker. His collaboration with those artists had usually sustained him, however. It became also a time of wondering and deep sorrow. He did not understand how to navigate the emotional toll of his spouse's illness, even as persevering with to serve others through his song. The journey turned into long and painful, and notwithstanding his nice efforts, Laura passed away after extended conflict with infection. Her loss of life became the finest loss Don had ever experienced, and he felt a profound emptiness. The grief he carried with him turned into immeasurable, and he struggled to reconcile the loss of his companion in. Only stronger his recognition as a leader within the worship music community. He is likewise acknowledged for his leadership and work with Integrity Track, where he served as each a songwriter and a manufacturer. His ability to guide worship has also taken him to church buildings round the sector, in which his live worship activities have drawn lots of people, collectively, in heartfelt praise. Beyond his paintings as a musician and songwriter, Don Moen is deeply dedicated to serving the global Christian community. He has traveled substantially, bringing his song to international audiences, and his track has been translated into more than one languages. He has worked with several ministries. The usage of his platform to elevate cognizance and price range for lots of charitable reasons, especially those that aid children and families in need. Don Moen's commitment to ministry is evident in the lyrics of his songs, which replicate his deep love for God and his preference to peer others enjoy the presence of God through worship. His music transcends cultural and denominational barriers, drawing people. The journey turned into long and painful, and notwithstanding his nice efforts, Laura passed away after an extended conflict with infection. Her loss of life became the finest loss Don had ever experienced, and he felt a profound emptiness. The grief he carried with him turned into immeasurable, and he struggled to reconcile the loss of his companion in lifestyles, and ministry. He had usually believed inside the strength of tune to heal and to carry human beings toward God. However, inside the wake of Laura's passing, Don felt disconnected from the entirety that had once been so familiar to him. Music that had once been a supply of electricity now felt distant, and the phrases he had sung so generally seemed to echo hollowly in his ears in the course of this dark time. Don found solace in the guide of his circle of relatives and near buddies. His youngsters, who were there for him throughout his career, rallied around him, supplying their love and encouragement. DA's faith in God, though shaken through the ache of loss, remained a guiding light for him. He determined consolation in prayer, and through the years he commenced to realize that whilst he may want to by no means update the affection and companionship he had shared with Laura, God's presence turned into nonetheless, with him, one of the maximum transformative factors of Don's healing method. God here, to the encouragement and love of his near buddies and circle of relatives, they have been those who shared in his pain, listened to him all through the darkest days, and reminded him of the electricity of network. His tune, which had continually been a way of sharing God's love with others, had become a tool for his own restoration. Writing new songs, though difficult at instances, helped Don system his grief and locate ways to explicit the intensity of his sorrow, even as also honoring the love he had shared with his spouse. He observed that his grief might be a bridge to others who were experiencing loss, and via his tune he should provide comfort and desire to individuals who needed it maximum, because the years past Don's grief slowly commenced to ease. However, the memory of Laura remained with him every day. He carried her legacy in his heart, and he determined ways to keep honoring her through dedicating his work and ministry to her reminiscence. Though the pain never completely went away, Don learned to live with it and allow it to form him in methods that deepened his faith and know-how of existence. And, lost today, Don Moen continues to be recognized. Now, not most effective for his effective work, also for his superb resilience in the face of personal tragedy. His tale is one in all profound sorrow, however, also of hope, healing, and the energy of faith and circle of relatives he often speaks. Approximately how the greatest lesson he discovered through his grief became the significance of sharing both the joy and pain of life with the ones closest to you. His enjoy of losing Laura taught him that it isn't always through keeping off grief or pretending to be strong that one reveals peace. However, through embracing the ache with the support of cherished ones and the unwavering presence of God in his ongoing work, Don keeps to proportion his music, his tale, and his faith. With the world, he is frequently asked to talk at conferences and activities wherein he makes use of his experiences to encourage others who are going through their very own challenges. He shares that grief and loss are an inevitable part of life, but they do not define us. It's miles how we pick to reply to those losses with religion, love, and the aid of others that can rework our sorrow into something significant and exquisite. Although Don Moen will continually deliver the ache of losing his cherished wife, he has learned to live with that sorrow, finding peace and purpose ministry and the affection of his circle of relatives. His story serves as a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, we aren't by myself. The assist of individuals who love us and the healing electricity of religion can help us move forward even when the road beforehand appears not possible to navigate. Thank you a lot for watching. I actually admire your help. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to depart a like and remark below.